So once I've done that, I've kind of done some sketch lines. Let's create a new layer. So the layer is the layering process is these two boxes, which is one over top of the other. So this is layer one that I've been doing the sketching on. So what I'm going to do is this plus sign just above the blue box here that you're seeing. I'm going to click on that, and it will create a new layer, which will be what I will use as my black line layer. So I'm going to click on the black line there, and then I'm going to go click on that again. Back to the layer here. So make sure I'm on layer 2. So I'm going to just rename that black line. Yeah, why be fancy? Just call it what it is. And go back to the brush library here. So I'm no longer sketching. I'm actually doing an inking here. So the one I really like is Mercury, but there's another nice one here called Syrup. I like Mercury because it's got a nice kind of a rough edge to the line, which I've liked. And, I'm going to try Syrup today, just because I'm just in that mode, in that mindset, I guess. So on the very left side of the page, you have these sliders here that you can, as I slide up, you get I'll show you the thickness and the heaviness of your line. And also that you'll see that the thickness adjusts by the way you draw it too. And that's, if I double click on that, it'll give you the stroke path. You can adjust things like your taper and where you want it to taper. The pressure, you can see at the very top of the middle column there. So I've got this little purple figure here, and I'm going to solidify the. So you'll see I've zoomed in to the drawing a bit, which is wonderful with Procreate and a lot of the other drawing programs. You can do this. You can just using your finger, widening it, or bringing them together, your finger and thumb. You can get this zoom into to your rough sketch and make some really precise lines. And I tell you, it's nothing. There's nothing to compare to from the physical pencil and paper world, unless you get really close to the page physically, and there's just no other point of reference there that improves that. And it's coming along very nicely. I'm very happy with the lines I'm getting so far. So that's our first character. So you see how it's gone from, basically, let's have a look again at the character. How it's gone from two shapes, basically an hourglass shape, which is like two triangles that are meeting at the points together. And now it's become an interesting character, the two shapes. It does create this really neat effect. Well, let's go to our second character here with the two shapes. And this guy is probably the one I had the most problems with, and it was the most basic shape, and it's the one I do all the time, so I'm just wondering why I had so much trouble with him. Anyway, let's have a bit of fun with him, and we'll create something. Really great thing about creating characters is that if you're doing a comic strip, for example, and usually your characters look very similar. So this guy could be maybe one character in your comic strip, but somebody else in the strip might be very similar, but designed a little differently. So you can take the same basic shape and make some modifications modifications, and you can create a totally different character. We'll maybe do more about that later. So we've got these 3 characters with line drawings now. And let's go back to our layer tool, which is at the top right again. And what I love about Procreate is we can do things like this. We can uncheck that box, and we have a solid line drawing here of the 3 characters. I can maybe show you what I meant about changing the character. Let's have a look at this guy. This could be one of 2 brothers. Let's say that this is just one character that in a comic strip, but he's got like a younger brother, an older brother who could be a little different. We can modify some of the facial features. Okay, so let's take our eraser tool, which is the 3rd one, I think, from the top there of these tools. And we can actually erase some of the drawing. Take a few of the details out here. So he could have maybe the same basic shapes, but we could give him, so yeah, you can just take his eyes, make them different shapes as well. This could be his maybe his older brother. Just a few modifications here. And voila, you got a totally different looking character, just modifying the nose and the face and whatnot. And there you go. That's basically working from shapes. Let's go back to that original drawing here, the shapes drawing. And I'll just kind of thicken the line here, and I'll show you basically what, go back to the sketching tool. And we'll use the Procreate pencil. We'll just thicken it a bit here. And just do basically go over those lines. So here's the original shape here that I'm going over now. With the red. Basically 2 triangles, one on top of the other, facing each other. And the next one is the oval on top of a square. That's your basic shapes. And the 3rd one is the teardrop, or the pear shape underneath the circle, which was the head. And we created 3 characters out of these, which is, take that away, and then we have our 3 characters that we designed out of that. So that's a very basic cartooning lesson, I think, there. And with the inking it as well. And you wouldn't know really, except for maybe that first figure on the left, that they were designed from the 2 isometric shapes there. Okay, so let's go to design a scene here.